I was a spelunker. There's a cave near Chattanooga, Tennessee that I like to explore. There's a big room in there where Civil War soldiers stayed, and nobody really knows where all the caverns and channels go. I'd been in there several times with my friends. Every time I would get high, I'd get in my Jeep or truck and head for Chattanooga to the people that I thought would put up with me, you know. I knew I'd just about worn out my welcome at everybody's house in Nashville from keeping them up all night and this and that. But finally, even my friends in Chattanooga couldn't really put up with me much longer, and I saw it. And I had turned it back on June, on my own mother, and she had given up on me and driven back to California where she lived and had a slight heart attack on the way. At that time, that didn't bother me in the least, because there's one thing about someone addicted to pills or alcohol, as you know, they're very selfish. You know, they don't care about anybody but themselves and the way they happen to feel right now. And that's all I cared about, all I talked about, how I feel, what I want for me, you know. And disregarded my 4 daughters in California, my mother, but June Carter was a fighter. And I couldn't get over what I'd done to my mother. June found out where I was and came to my friend's house in Chattanooga looking for me. I found out she was coming, so I went to the cave 20 miles away. And I had been up 2 or 3 days and nights when she got there. So I took my beer. I was drinking a case of beer a day and take it up to 100 pills. Half amphetamines and half barbiturates to keep me going up and down, keep the cycle going. I was sweating the beer out, so it really wasn't, the only calories I guess was from hops and malt, I don't know. But I remember sitting in the mouth of that cave crying, and then taking a little 2-cell flashlight and started walking into that cave. And I decided I'd walk as far as I could go and then lay down. And I guess I probably went a mile through one of the caverns, and my flashlight completely burned out, and it was black. Black dark, so dark you could feel it. And I laid down flat on my back and said my goodbye prayers. You know, I can't handle it myself. I'm giving up, I'm going. I must have dozed off because I felt a presence. I didn't see anything, I didn't hear anything, but I felt a presence. I felt a power and a strength, and that inner voice almost said, no, you don't give up. You got things to do. And I mean, I'm not saying God talked to me, but I felt that power within me come from outside of me to make me sit up and look around. I couldn't see any light, but this is awfully corny, but the old Indian trick is to wet your finger, stick it up, see which way the wind blows. I tried everything to see, and then I finally did that, and I felt cool air on one side of my finger, and I knew that I kept following it as long, you know, crawling. Sometimes I'd fall 20 or 30 feet into a pit, but I'd claw my way back up. And just as I was about to give up, I saw a little fleck of light way off in the distance, and I started crawling and clawing toward that entrance. And I finally made it there, and I collapsed in the mouth of the cave, and it was, I told a little about that in this book, but I didn't go into the detail I'm going in now. In the mouth of this cave, when I woke, June was there with my friends from Chattanooga, and she knew it was really, really bad this time. I had a psychiatrist friend, the Commissioner of Mental Health for Tennessee, who's also a country musician, and I woke up, and June was washing my face, and she said, "You're almost dead, aren't you?" And I said, "Yeah, call Nat Winston, I want to live." And she said, "Are you sure?" So I said, "Yep, I want to go with you." So she took me back to Nashville. We called our friend, and he came out and looked at me. he said later, "I wouldn't give you a 1 in 1,000 chance for making it." He said, "You were so hooked and wrapped up in your own self and your own addiction." But Nat Winston said, questioned me, "Are you deadly serious? You really mean it? You have personally decided you're going to quit?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I'll be here every day 30 minutes after I got off work. And he was for 30 days. He was there every day at 5:30. And knowing that Nat Winston was coming back, and June, her mother and daddy, and all my family and friends were downstairs sleeping in sleeping bags in this big house I'd bought on the lake, it kept me going.